Suddenly, it's all changed. Our flow is on and everything is booming. I'm transferring these Mini Plus Nucs to putting them on top of our standard Dadon 6-frame Nucs. And now the flow is on, they're going to grow down into the Nucs. And I'll show you what I do and how I do it. Just to show you this, that I'm now got these mated queens all in this line here. There's another load over there, hiding more all around. But you see these piles of Nucs? These Nucs are now destined to be put underneath these Mini Plus. The Mini Plus are mated, have a queen in, and then we're going to do this with them. So because our flow is on and because I haven't got the next load of queens ready yet, because we've had such bad pollen and such unpleasant weather, I'm not going to harvest this lot. I'm going to put them on top of all these 6-frame Dadon Nucs. Initially they're going to be 4 frames because I've got 2 partitions in each colony. So they're going to be 4 frames and 2 partitions, okay? That means that the bees, these little colonies that are the Mini Plus that are with a mated queen from this year in, they'll explode. They're all full of brood. I can show you this. Lovely, nice bees. They're all full of brood. Look at that. All full of brood. And that's going to explode, and there's going to be loads of wax builders together with a flow, and they're going to fill these Nucs within 3 weeks. They'll be virtually full. So I'll come along in 3 weeks and I can take off the top box, shake most of the bees out, make sure the queen isn't up there. In that time there'll probably mostly be honey. But I can give it a queen, and then that's another Nuc with another mated queen in this year. And the underneath, I can split that in 2 just after the end of the flow. So I get all these here, are technically possibly going to give me 2 Nucs and 2 Mini Plus with 2 mated queens before the end of the season. That's all in about 6 weeks. It's incredible what they'll do. The big flow now is just starting, sunny weather, gorgeous. We've had loads and loads of rain. You can see we've got clover out everywhere. Look at this clover here. Clover everywhere. Loads of this. And this year it'll last. We've had a lot of rain. It'll last 3 or 4 weeks, even with a blinding sunshine. So there's my other set of Nucs I've just done. They're all mated as well. They're all filling up really quickly. So this year I'm anticipating the flow, and I'm making use of these resources I have. These are my resources. I just put it in there and the bees do the rest. So they're a little bit confused at first. You see the bees see the colours and they go back to where they think the entrance will be here. But in no time at all, they soon find the entrance there. And the beauty of this is the bees have to come through here to get out the front. And as soon as they realise that, within a couple of hours, they're completely reorientated and you can see the pollen going in. Look, that's chestnut pollen. So this is a great piece of kit. There's 1 or 2 that aren't as I want. This one, for instance, I harvested a queen from because someone wanted a queen, and the new queen hasn't started laying it, so I'm going to leave it a few days just to give her a bit more comfort. But it's so warm I could put her on a box now while I'm here. But there's a queen in there. All these have queens and they've all been checked, and additional queens put in. You can see them, they're all foraging well. So that's what it's all about. I'm anticipating this flow. When I get this done, I can not relax, then it gives me time to go to my other apiaries because I know these aren't going to abscond. And the problem is these boxes are so small, I could add another box on top of this to give them more room, but all that's going to do is fill it with honey. I'd rather capitalise on the material I've got sitting in the shed and get them to draw up a complete box. So what I'll do is I'll shake the bees through after, and that becomes a separate Nuc. Then I take the Nuc away, or I split it in 2 and leave it where it is. That's what's possible. It's just knowing your flows. And afterwards, when the flow's finished, I'll still be able to feed them, and I'll still be able to push them. I've got protein ready if I need to feed them a bit as well. Because we have got until the end of July to graft. That's pushing it, but that's when I'll be doing. And we have got till the end of September to help the bees grow well when the ivy flow starts. So it's all good, it's all positive. We've got some great weather at last. The next 3 weeks look terrific, just at the right time after the rain. It couldn't have been better. It's all been a bit hit and miss this year, but it looks like for our spring flow and now our summer flow, we've got it just right. I mean, what a fantastic site. This is so lovely to be doing this. And I'm actually in the shade here under these trees that I planted myself. Everything I hear, I planted myself. And it's like an Eden, I tell you, it's absolutely fantastic. And if you think the bees will have problems finding their nucs when they mate, when I do harvest these queens and put new virgins in, they don't, because geographically there's lots of trees dotted around here, and I've had no problems with returning queens. This year I've got the best mating I've ever had. It was slow to get mating, but they all mated at the same time when they finally did. So it's all good. But you can see this chestnut pollen coming in now. They are just desperate for it. In my last few videos I've been banging on about how little we've had, but now within 3, 4 or 5 days it's completely changed. It really is unbelievable. And there you go. Using your resources wisely, and it gives me time, and it means the bees are just working away because they're young queens. They're going to be prolific, they're going to come into full lay now, they've got space and they've got the resources to just fill those boxes up, and I haven't got to worry about them. They won't abscond. It's not, if it gets stinking hot next week, which it's going to, I won't have a problem because they're just going to be there. They're in a bit of shade here, they're not too hot, they're ventilated bases, so it's brilliant. They just get on with it. Have a good day.